Hey, good morning, fam, Facebook fam, friends, and anybody else who might be joining us online. This is another early morning sunrise series, my success series before sunrise. Gonna have a cup of coffee here in my favorite Atlanta Falcons mug. Go Falcons. It's not been a good year, but hey, we take any win that we can, especially over the Saints and the Panthers. This morning, I really want to talk about something that means a lot to me, and that is why is it that I smile? It's so funny because people are always looking at me and talking about, well, I mean, you tend to grin a lot like the Kool-Aid man. It's like, hey, Jay's always smiling. And it's not necessarily because I'm infinitely sorry, can't get my words out this morning. It's not that I'm infinitely happy, but I will take you back to a time when I was in high school. I had an English teacher when I was in ninth grade, and I was a little bit bigger than most of my classmates, and I used to have a pretty dour expression on my face all the time. And this English teacher, he came over to me. He said, "It looks like you're about to murder somebody," and I was just so unaware that I had like this murder face going on. I didn't know that I looked like I was going to be the Grim Reaper and just going to come out there and get you. But what that did let me know at a pretty early age is that when you are just kind of stuck in your own head and you think your own thoughts, I mean, you often aren't aware of like what's going on out here. Sometimes we're not cognizant of like how things that are playing off in our head are coming across on our face. But the older I've become and the more that I've lived life and progressed in my career and just really had more meaningful interactions with people, the more that I realize the value of a smile. You see, the reality is that our smiles, they can do so much. I mean, smiles can be so powerful. I mean, your smile can make somebody's day, it can inspire somebody's dream. You might be able to save a life, all with the power of a smile. So that's what I want to do this morning. I just want to really talk about, leveraging the power of a smile. For those of you who do not know me, let me turn this crawler off at the bottom of the screen here. One second. But for those of you who don't know me, I am Jay Turner, success coach with EduJ LLC. I have my own business, and a big part of what I do is coaching. And some people come to me for coaching, air quotes here, life coaching. I don't like to call it that, but we have had some success in helping people overcome challenges and unleash their inner awesome in different ways. So let's talk about the power of a smile. I mean, why is it that smiling is so important? Well, I say that there are really four main reasons why smiles can go such a long way. So think about it. When you're out in public and you're living your daily life, I mean, you're surrounded by the sea of people. I mean, many times our energy is down, we're drained, we have a lot going on in our own lives, and it can be challenging, if you will, to just open up and let other people see you visibly out there. I mean, for some of us, smiling puts us outside of our comfort zone. For many of us, smiling is natural. But for all of us, there's a commonality. And that commonality is that a smile can have a huge impact on another person. The first thing that I believe that a smile does, I believe that a smile says, you know what, bro, sis, I see you. I see you in this world, this large world that we live in, inside of the mental spaces that eat up so much of our world, inside of all of the hubbub and the traffic and the busyness of life, sometimes we just aren't there to acknowledge another person. And when you're smiling at someone, you are making a direct connection with one person at one moment in time. And you're saying, just by the look on your face and that openness on your face, that I see you. Maybe someone else in their lives didn't see them that day. I mean, have you ever had a bad day and, work might have been bad, your partner, might have broken up with you, you maybe had like a fight with a friend, you got ripped off by some guy in a parking lot who sold you some fake stereo gear for like $700, and now you're down money because you're trying to buy your kids medication. I would not confirm or deny that happened to me in real life. I fell for a white van scam, people. I really did. But the bottom line is When I was feeling really bad and really horrible about making like such a stupid mistake, all it took for me was just like walking out of that parking lot, and I was going to the gym at the time, and just going into the gym, seeing a person that I did not know. I'm feeling crunchy and hurt on the inside, and somebody just smiled at me, and that almost immediately lifted my spirits. It was like, you know what? When that person made eye contact with me and they smiled, they saw me. And and maybe they saw me not at my best moment, but they weren't looking past me. And that's acknowledgement that I think all of us want and need and sometimes crave. The second thing about a smile is that not only does someone see you, but it's saying that I accept you. Okay, so let's talk about some things, right? So let's talk about how we read people. Our brains make snap judgments all the time. People consistently say, I'm not prejudiced, but I want to put a pause right there and say that we all are prejudiced to an extent. And what I mean by that is strictly in the purest sense of the term, prejudgment. We prejudge people. Our brains make snap decisions within the first 11 seconds of meeting someone. You are instantly sizing them up. I mean, you might not even be doing that subconsciously. This is a part of our reptilian brain, the limbic system, that is there trying to assess, are you a threat? Do I need to run from you, or do I need to whoop your ass? I mean, like, that's what happens when we first see someone. So we're immediately sizing them up. We're immediately judging them. Our brain is auto filling in that information. But what we have as people, as powerful individuals, is that we have the ability of thought, right? We can think, we have executive functioning, and we can get past that caveman in our brains and get past the limbic system when it first kicks in, and we can have a rational internal dialogue and make a decision on what we do next. And the next thing that I encourage all of us to do is that when we do meet a stranger, and particularly if we're meeting someone who doesn't quite fit the mold of what we think is a normal look or a standard look or a beautiful look. You know what? Look at that person and acknowledge them. Let them know that first, not only do you see them, second, you accept them. And I hope that from your heart it is genuinely true. We are at a time in our lives, in the span of our country, where we need to be more accepting. And when you smile at someone, when you really make that smile, you make that connection. Remember that one connection at one point in time, you are saying that I accept you. I accept you for who you are. I accept you for how you are. I accept you for what you can be in this world. That smile means so much. The third thing that a smile says is, I like you. The thing is, this doesn't have to be flirty at all. And I don't want to make this, more salacious than it sounds. But likability goes a long way. I mean, some of us have like a natural likability about us. Maybe we're charismatic. Maybe we did hit the genetic lottery. I didn't, but maybe you hit the genetic lottery and you look great. You're a supermodel and everybody likes you. So I mean, when you're walking down the street, they all smiling, because everybody wants some of that, right? But not all of us are that fortunate. However, beyond physical looks, remember, we want to get past the physicality of another person and really just start thinking about people as people and what they can bring to the lives of others, what they can bring to our community, what they can bring to society. I mean, you're getting to think about that person beneath the skin. And when you're smiling at them, you're saying, you know what? It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter where you come from, because the thing is, when I'm first meeting you, I don't even know where the hell you're from, right? But when you smile, genuinely, you're saying that regardless of how you look, regardless of your background, regardless of what you believe in, regardless of where you're going right now, regardless of your relationship status, regardless of any kind of impediment you might have, I like you. That smile says, I like you. And mean it from your heart. Remember, smiling is all about, I mean, yeah, you can fake it until you make it. And I think that's a really good first step for some of us who don't naturally smile. But I hope that the more that you smile, the more that you can genuinely like other people for who they are and what they can be. And then lastly, That smile says something that's really important in my opinion, and that is, you matter to me. I go back to times when I've been feeling just really down. And, we all suffer through stuff. I mean, we all go through things in life. Some of us struggle with anxiety. Some of us struggle with depression. Some of us struggle with substance abuse. Some of us struggle with abuse within our relationships. You never know the backstory that somebody has when you first see them. Even for people and they're coming into the office for the first time that day, or when you are meeting someone for coffee, one of your friends for coffee, before you say a word to them, you don't know, you have no clue what's going on in that person's life in that day or in that month or the years before. You have no idea what their stories are. But that smile says, in that moment, remember that one genuine connection at one point in time, you matter. You matter to me. You might not matter to other people, but right here, right now, you matter to me. And so this is why I'm always smiling. I'm not smiling because I'm always happy. I'm not smiling because I don't want to look like I want to murder anybody anymore. I'm smiling because I mean it. I'm smiling because I see you, I accept you, I like you, and you matter to me. So here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that today, before the sun comes up, you make that conscious decision that when you walk out of the house and when you see people on your way to work, when you're walking down the halls in your office, that you take a moment and you just remind yourself to smile. Because remember, that smile can be so important. Your smile can do so many things. Smiles can make a day, inspire a dream, save a life. So thank you all for your time this morning. Thank you all for hearing why I smile. And I'm your guy, Edge J, Jay Turner. And I encourage you all to have a great day. Unleash your inner awesome and go be fabulous. We'll see you next time.